Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I'm out here with my most used trailer, and I'm going to take the bearings out and take a look at them. After last week's deal with Raptor, changing those trailer bearings, I'm sure these ones are a mess. I've got a fresh ice, I've got the tires off. Let's dig into it. It has been years since I've been in here. Also, the brakes don't work. Well, they work. They're there. But they aren't as grippy as they used to be. They used to be pretty good brakes. There it is. Hey, it's pink in there. We're already better than I thought it was going to be. I do see black in the middle. Oh, I never checked. There's no play. Ever so slight, which is normal. That's good. Okay, first bearing is coming out. Those are truly in better shape than I thought they were going to be. This thing has some serious miles. It's been, we're in New York, it's been to Tennessee, West Virginia, separate occasions, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Delaware, a lot of miles, but those are perfect bearings. Oh, this isn't going to be as bad as I thought, maybe, but we're not there yet. Let's take a look at the back here. I think all my wear marks are gone. Let me clean up and look at it. Yeah, that magnet is toast. All the holes should have 4 holes like that, and then those holes should be over there, and I've got nothing. And there's a huge groove, which is also in my drum. So I'm a little worried about that. Obviously, it's not going to get a good seat on there. So I know that I should replace this drum so that it can get a good grip. I don't know if I want to do that. That's going to be expensive. We'll price them. I'll price them out. We'll see what's going on. So I'm definitely into it for a magnet. My brakes look good. The mechanism is seized up. So we'll have to free that up too. The races look pretty good. Not really seeing any damage. The bearing or the seal surface looks good. It all looks pretty good. Minus the drum magnet and the mechanism seized up. But we can free up the mechanism, no problem. I'm gonna see if I can free this one up before I tear into that guy. Yeah, that's there. I got the rear bearing out, which also looks good, but it's kind of a moot point because I'm thinking I need to replace the entire brake mechanism. I got that freed up, but that magnet is bad, so the magnet's usually the most expensive part. You might as well replace the whole thing, and this drum is bad, so I'm looking to get a new drum, but I still don't know what size the axle is. I've got a pretty good idea. The tube measures 3 inches, so I know it's between like a 5 and a 7,000 pound axle. But I've got 6 lugs, so it's either a 5200 or a 6000 axle. I confirmed it with the part number on this bearing. She's a Chinese it won't focus on this, 25580 bearing, which is common, of course, on the 5200 or 6,000 pound axles. So I just don't know. It comes down to, was this thing a double it, so a 10,400 pound trailer, or is this thing a 12,000 pound trailer? I think it's a 12,000 pound trailer because it's got that extra piece of frame coming along there, and she's built like a tank. So I don't know. I'm stuck between 5,200 and 6,000. There are no tags, no marks, no anything on this entire unit. So I think I'm going to end up going with the 6,000s and we should be good. From what I can tell, all the research I've done, it takes the same bearings, whether it's the 5200 or the 6000. So I think I'm gonna get the parts for the 6000 and see how we do. That's the plan. So I at least know that those are good. I wish I could get a part number on that, but there is nothing. Nothing on the back of that. I have scrubbed and looked, but there's no parts. Looks like it's been rubbing or something, so that part number is long gone. So that's where I am with that. I think I might take this one apart just to do it. See if that drum's bad. Maybe just that one drum has the groove in it. Maybe the rest will be okay. Let's tear it apart. I'll find out. Which will be real quick for you guys. It'll just be a snap of the fingers. But I can't snap my fingers. They're too greasy. It's the next day. I'm back. Still trying to find out what rated axles I have. But I think I got it figured out after some research. Those are 15-inch rims on that, which means I'm going to have a 5,200-pound axle. But just to confirm it, I found online if you measure your dust cap, it will tell you. And I've got 2.44 something inches on those. So that should tell me which one I have. I know the small one's out. Let's go back to the computer and look. Let's go to the office. And there it is. Diameter of the dust, 2.441. That's exactly what I have. That is a 6,000-pound axle. But it only has D-rated tires, which make it a 5,200 rating because of the limit on the tires. It's just so complicated, but the axle is a 6-lug, 6,000-pound, 2.441 dust cap. I'm going to order parts for a 6,000-pound axle. We have some parts. I got the old backing plate here. There's a second one there, and there's another box inside. We've got the drums. Oh, they're heavy. Yeah. Oh, those look nice. Oh, China. Those should work. They're better than what's on there. And a miscellaneous box. It's not packaged very well. Of all kinds of stuff. This is exactly as I received it. No rhyme or reason to it. Just here you go. Here's all the parts you need. Throw it in here. So, yeah. We got a lot of work to do. Cleaning up. We got the bearings, which I'm going to clean that off and make sure they fit. I got to put the backing plates on. I got to cut out these. Oh my gosh, it's going to be quite a project here. But at least I believe I have all the parts. The procedure is exactly the same on all four, so I'll do this one thoroughly and then zip through the other four. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I also put new tires on 2 of the rims over there, so we got that going for us. We're in good shape. Pretty good shape. Let me get this cleaned up and make sure the bearings fit on the axle. Survey says that one fits. And that one fits. Woo! And these are the drums they came with. Yeah, so that one fits in the drum. And this one fits in the drum. Alright. I got the right parts. So now I've got to grease the bearings. I showed it last week, couple weeks ago on the Raptor video. I fill my hand up with a big old ball of grease and then just kind of push the bearing into it until new grease comes right out the top. Well, grease, because there's no old grease in there. Before I do any of that, let's get this old backing plate out of the way. We'll get this new one on. Should be labeled left hand. So we want this guy. There we go. This kit came with new nuts for the backing plate bolts, but didn't come with new lock washers. Lock washer? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna reuse the ones that were on them. Because you definitely don't want this guy to work itself loose. That'd be a bad day right there. Bearings are ready. Let's set those aside. Let's get this drum ready. To grease the ever-loving daylights out of this inner race. Like so. And then we're gonna drop the rear bearing in it. Thusly. Now we get to put the seal in. There we go. I leave it up to you, but I usually put a little bit of grease on that lip. Just a little bit. Then we can put this drum on the axle. Okay. Hopefully we don't have to adjust the brake shoes. It's snug. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, there she goes. That should self-clearance. Then we're gonna grease this outer race. Our bearing should slide in. And it does. See a washer. Nope, so it doesn't come with a new washer or a nut. Washer. And the nut. And it goes with new cotter pins. New cap. There we go. That one is in. Of course, we have to splice our brake wires. Yeah, that it won't take very long. I'm gonna go ahead and just do it now so we don't forget. We have these connectors. I'm not really a big fan because they are prone to corrosion. Yeah, it's a little bit green. But if you had an emergency roadside thing, you could take them apart. I don't know. Up to you what kind you want to do. After looking at these connectors, they were pretty corroded. So I decided to go with solder seal instead. There we go. Now that drum is done. I get to do the same thing 3 more times. Woo! Working on the other side, things are worse over here. I mean, not as far as these go. Those are about the same. Rusted up, seized up, not working so good. But I just pulled the backing plate off and noticed that one wire went to nothing. It just broke off. I cut that one. And I found this old thing and it's all nasty. So I gotta splice the wires. And my reverse light stopped working. Well, that could be because the wires broke right here. Looks like it got down between the frame and the axle, which is at some point hit. That can't be good, but there's a little mark. See that little mark? I don't know if you can see it. So we'll splice that together and feed it through the tube that's up here to keep everything nice and safe. Wiring. Wasn't counting on doing wiring. The front one looks okay. Everything's intact there. But that one was messed up. So I'll grab some wiring and keep going. Otherwise, same, replacing parts. Hooked up to a Jeep so we can test all the brakes and see if they work. Sarge's gonna help. Slash eat grass. Don't eat grass. What's the matter with you? Okay. Yes, one. Okay. Good. Oh yeah. That's two. Go ahead. Yep. Okay. And go ahead. Yep. Look at that. 4 working trailer brakes, which is 4 more than I had when we started. All I have to do is park it, and we're done. Project over. That was also more involved and in-depth than I hoped to go with the trailer brakes, but I'm glad that it's done. Apparently Brooke's gonna mow the lawn. Works for me. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber. I've got playlists, shop days, the trailer will be under there, but the side-by-sides, the dozer, excavator, you name it, got them all in there. If that's the kind of thing you're into, go check them out. Love to have you join the channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.